Episode 3 of The Boys. We're here. We've caught up to the show now. I don't know why I just didn't do these all in one video, just because I guess it gives us a chance to spend more time on certain areas of each episode, but this was by far the best episode of the season so far, just because it showed us everything that was really cool in the trailers, and getting context to those. That's awesome, man. It's really good stuff. So as always, we'll go character by character in these reviews, so you guys have an idea of what's going on. And we always start off with the boys. So from last episode, we have captured Kimiko's brother, and we've taken him aboard a boat where we're going to meet our operative, and we're going to do the handover where they're going to get him, and then Melk will be able to see his family again. Huey will be able to see his dad. So we're doing this, and there's some great moments where we got his hands tied up because he's a telekinetic and he can use his hands to move stuff. So we have him locked up, and there's some nice moments where we see that Kimiko's trying to talk to him. It's like, let me help you, bro. Like, come on, you can't just keep doing this. And he's just not responding to that at all. So in comes Frenchie, and this is actually one of my favorite moments of the episode. Frenchie talks to him, and Frenchie's just like, look, I'm trying to help your sister. I care about her. Let me help her in any way I can. And there's this nice moment where he's just like how they were in the camp and they helped each other survive, and how they invented their own language so that she could talk and they could communicate, because that's how they passed the time. And it was just a really nice moment between that, because Frenchie really hasn't done a lot this season, and that's okay. I mean, he doesn't really need to, not yet at least, and just having that nice moment, I think it works well, because he's not like Melk, or he's not like Huey, or even like Billy for that matter, where he has somebody who's waiting for him when they get this all done, like a wife or a daughter or a father. So given him, he's trying to help Kimiko. That's really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And he brings in like I think he brings in like a Fresca and then a bag of chips, and he just leaves it to the side. But luckily, our guy here who's tied up, he's able to free himself just a little bit, where he can like cut off a piece of the tin for the can of Fresca and just cut himself a little bit loose. So that's going to come back later in play a big way there, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. And there's also some stuff with Huey here, and he's watching this Billy Joel video. He's not really sure like if it's like him, where this man's standing on the edge and can he get up, or what's going to happen to him. Huey's kind of falling apart here, and I like that. I think you needed that for Huey, because he's still the outsider in this world. So having him have that moment works for me. I'm liking that stuff with Huey, and even just his relationship with Butcher is still great. It's still really compelling. That could have easily gotten stale really fast, but just the way those two play off each other, it's working a lot, so I'm on board with it. So our operative is supposed to be coming, but sadly, Butcher stole the boat. So the police are on the way. And as that's happening, as the police are on their way, we get this newsreel saying that Compound V has been leaked. It's a fraud, and like superheroes aren't created, or superheroes aren't born, they are created, because Anne and Huey's story got leaked out. So there's a little bit of celebration on the ship between all of our boys there. Everyone's happy except Butcher's like, that's great. We got bigger problems to worry about. Here comes the chopper. What's going on? Yeah, I stole the boat. What's going on? And it's just, that's a nice moment. So now there's like a huge panic at Vought. Like, what's real? What is happening? Is this real? Is this credible? And it's a really nice moment. I think it's very enjoyable. And we even get a moment later on with Starlight and A-Train, like, yeah, this is going to bring everyone down. So if I'm going down, A-Train, you're coming with me. I'm taking you up too. So I like that. Great stuff. Because now the entire show is just kind of in chaos because of that, right? Voight's no longer this powerhouse company. Now it's like, oh, we drugged babies pretty much to do these things. So there's even characters who are like, Starlight's kind of remembering it. Queen Maeve's kind of remembering it. Homelander obviously doesn't. That doesn't matter. But I think it's really interesting. Doing some really interesting stuff there. So we'll come back to the boys in a bit, because we got to kind of catch up with the seven members. And we got some great references, man. So the big one really was Homelander is still talking to his son, Ryan. He's trying to figure out how to help him. We get the scene that we saw in the trailer where Homelander's like, it's okay, you can fly. Pushes him off the building, doesn't fly, falls to the ground, gets pissed off. And Homelander's getting pissed off too. He's like, you're my son, you can fly, please do these nice things. And then as soon as it comes to like maybe hurting the mother, or now his mom's not happy, Ryan lashes out. We see the red in his eyes and the super strength pushing Homelander down, which I'm like, yeah, that's cool. It's kind of interesting that they're not making Homelander to be as all-powerful as somebody like Superman. I mean, not that that's a bad thing. I think kind of toning down how powerful Homelander is really shows you something good about his character, that he is the most powerful one, but he's easily taken down by other things, because even later on in the episode, when the train cars and everything gets crushed on him, he doesn't get out right away, which is a pretty cool idea. I mean, because making this sociopathic character just exactly like Superman, it's kind of scary. So giving him like, oh yeah, he could still get punched and fall down, he could still take a train and get tumbled out for a few minutes, I think that's pretty important now, because there's a way we could take him down. It's going to take a lot of work, but we still can't take him down. So after that incident, he just like, I'm out of here, and he just leaves. And then we cut to this board meeting at Vought, and it's just like, hey, do you remember Batman v Superman and how controversial that movie was? Well, what if we did that for the 7? The logo is the same style as the S in Superman for all Snyder's stuff, and then it's just the symbol of 7. It's just like a guy who's pitching storyboards, and just like, that's just like an insider baseball joke for people who love this kind of stuff. Like, everyone obviously knows what Batman v Superman is, but just the way it's like nobody is responding to it. None of the 7ers watch us like, yeah, this is great. I like, just a great inside joke. It's just so funny, very enjoyable, and I like it a lot too. This is where suddenly the idea that the 7 aren't Vought, but Vought is the 7 comes into play, where they're just kind of stand against everything that's coming out about Compound V, and they're going to be United 7. They're not going to work for Vought anymore. They're not going to be a part of the Vought situation. They're going to be their own people and have their own stuff going on, but they're still going to be a team. That's pretty cool. I mean, Anthony Starr, man, he just has the right facial expressions that give off a sense of this guy's all powerful, he's having fun with himself, and he's a lunatic, and it's just so enjoyable. Like, not everybody could pull it off the way he has. Very few could, actually. I like it. And he's been campaigning for Wolverine. I think that'd be a perfect fit. Really cool idea. Let's put him as Wolverine. That's really good. All of our stories are kind of now coming to a head. Our telekinetic guy is breaking out of his cuffs. He is now on the ship with the boys, and here's coming the helicopter. Just one bad movement, he uses telekinetic powers to like push the helicopter into the ground. There are no survivors, but Huey still has this idea like, we can save the people that fell here, so he's kind of throwing out a life preserver. No one grabs it. As that's happening, they are now being attacked by a couple dolphins and whales, so the boys have to bolt out of there on the smaller boat with everything going on there. Really cool stuff. And then this is the scene in the trailer that I think everyone was like, this is awesome, is when the Deep is chasing them all on top of the whale, and he just kind of stops the whale in just on land. Is like, you guys can't get past this. And then like Billy just drives the boat right into the whale. Like, we saw it in the trailer, but giving more context to that and how like everyone's still like trapped inside the whale. Their bodies are just covered in blood and guts, and they're slowly trying to pull out, and the Deep's just like knocked out. Like, great moment there of Huey and Milk, where Huey refuses to come out of the whale. He's just like, I'm just gonna stay here and rest. I'm losing it. Milk just kind of like, I'm gonna stay here too. So if we get caught, I'm coming with you. And it kind of gets Huey out of his trance. He goes back to it. This is what I wanted from this show. Just like, here's a classic trope you'd see from something like Aquaman, right? Aquaman has the big shark or the big seahorse, but here's a whale. He's like, I could stop you guys, but they're just like, screw it. You don't matter, Deep. I'm just gonna drive it to the whale. I think that was great. So they go into these tunnels where they can meet up with their CIA associates again, but the 7 show up, and they're just like, they see a now like a awake Deep just hugging the side of the whale, and what a great moment, because he is just so interested in like, Homelander, thank you, you can help me, and you're really making Deep really pathetic, and I'm okay with it. Like, it's really working for him. He wants to have this redemptive arc, but he's not going to. So that's great. I'm on board with that. I like it a lot. And he's even just like to Starlight, I'm sorry for what I did to you, but no one just wants to put up with it, and it's not the time nor the place. So now they're just going to go into the tunnels, and A-Train's, he's trying to speed through it, but his heart keeps racing. So I think at some point we're going to see A-Train's his heart's going to explode or something, and it's because he's just going to die. I think we'll see that. But we do meet up, like everyone starts to meet up. Huey sees Starlight again, and it's just like a fake attack where she just kind of puts him down. But they're both kind of like, we're taking Vought down, so it's obviously fake. But then here comes Homelander, and suddenly everything else is happening around them. A lot of crazy stuff, and we kind of just like use the telekinetic guy to drop a train onto Homelander, and now we're just kind of running away. So our telekinetic guy escapes. Kamiko's like, shit, everyone's still under the tunnels. There's a great scene where our telekinetic guy's like running through the city above, and Stormfront is just chasing him down and just destroying every building and person in sight. Because we're setting up here, she is as crazy as Homelander. So yeah, that's really cool. I wasn't like too sure what her powers are, but she is just Shazam, right? Homelander, Superman, Stormfront. I know in the comics Stormfront was a guy, and I think it was supposed to be like the Shazam ripoff. So I'm gonna say this is also supposed to be like the Shazam ripoff, but there's a nice moment where she just like destroys buildings, takes everyone down, no remorse for people's safety, eventually gets to the roof, and she just breaks the hands of the telekinetic guy and just kills him. Kimiko is freaking out. She is pissed off. And there's just that nice moment where she's just like, yeah, I'm a psychotic bitch too. Let's go. Let's have fun. And Homelander's just like, okay, I like you. It was just such a nice moment. And just seeing how that story all connected, where we just see everyone's having their little moments of realization, like, there is so much going on right now. The world's literally falling apart. These people are too powerful to even be stopped. And they all come together in this moment like, oh, the one thing that maybe could have brought it all down, brought Vought down in a different way than what's happening there, and maybe even brought down the heroes, is just ended by Stormfront. So it's a cool moment. Really great stuff. This episode was the best of the season so far, and I'm very excited to see what's going to be coming up. So yeah, we will be doing weekly reviews of each and every episode. It's going to be really fun to talk about. And I'm liking the show a lot. I just saw that I think, what's his name? The sausage guy, Sausage Troy or something. The superhero with sausage in his name is going to be in the show. So that's fun. This is such a fun show. Great time to have it out too in 2020, where everything's just a flip on the head for the superhero stuff. Very enjoyable. So that is episode 3 of The Boys. There's whale guts, there's inside of whales, there's explosions, there's crazy stuff, and as always, there's a reference to Billy Joel. So that's great, very fun. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.